Hello there. In this video we're going to show you how you can make your own personalised ring with a 6mm round gem and a tension setting as shown in the image there. So if you start Fluid Designer up, the first thing you need to do is to go to the rings folder, and we're going to use this all UK single size object. So if we just drag and drop that onto the workspace, now we're going to place a gem on the screen here just to align with it, and the gem shape that we're going to use is a round gem. So I'm just scrolling down the screen here just to show you this is the object that we want, this round gem. And we're going to add that to our workspace by going to File and Append, and if we just go up through the menu system until we get to Groups, and then we're looking for the folder for gem shapes, and we want a round gem, and it's always the object that we need to append. So it's a round gem object that we append from the library. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to assume that this gem is 6mm in diameter. The default sizes are that it's 10mm, it's the X and the Z dimension there. So if I press S on the keyboard and then type 0.6 and enter, that will scale it down to give me dimensions of 6mm. And I'm not going to print that object. And so I don't need to apply the scale or anything like that. That's just when you're using curves. So I'm just going to position the gem there, and what we want to do now is we want to modify this ring so that it just touches the gem. Now if we look at it, what we want to do is to bring it up, bring up two kind of prongs here in the Y direction. So if I view it from the top and press the tab key now to go into edit mode, and what I want to do is to select the two end points. So I'm holding down the shift key, just select the two end points, and if I press E on the keyboard, E to extrude, and then move my mouse up one, and then E to extrude again, and E to extrude again. So I've just created some height there to go up along the side of the gem, and if I press the tab key now to come out of edit mode, you'll see I'm actually too far away from the gem. So before I extrude, what I want to do is to stretch the rings in the circular direction. So if I just do Control Z to undo what I just did there, what I need to do is to make this ring longer here and longer here. So if we press tab key again, so if I just select that endpoint there, if I press E to extrude, and if I extrude it in the X direction there, and if I press tab key to come out, you can see I've lengthened the left hand side. So in edit mode I work on the right hand side of the object, but it's the left hand side of the object that's extended in this case. So I now need to do the same to the other side, so press A to deselect that, click on that endpoint, and just scrolling the center mouse button to zoom in, E to extrude, and I'll just press A again to deselect, and if we view it now, you can see we've lengthened this ring, got it closer to the gem itself. So now we're going to develop these prongs upwards. So I'm going to select that end and hold down the shift key and select the other end. I'm just going to zoom in a little bit so I got the millimeter grid, and I want to do E to extrude, and I'm going to extrude upwards, E to extrude, E to extrude. I think 3 might be enough. Let me just press the tab key and just see. Yep, that should be okay, look. I can probably go one more here. So if we just go to view and top view again, and if we do E to extrude, or extrude it 1 more millimeter, that's better. So we've now we could we could make that a little bit shorter actually. So let's just go view top view again, and let's go tab. Now if we look at this dimension here, it's probably the let's see, no, it's the Y dimension, so it should be this value 5 up here. So if I just click on the left here, yeah, if you can just see, if I just zoom in, instead of extruding it by a whole millimeter, I can do it by fractions here. So I can just bring that height down a little bit. So I'll take it down to 4.7, and then if we just press the tab key, what I'm doing is I'm just reducing this height here. Okay, now we can't go too far because we do need a bit of thickness there for 3D printing. We could have problems if this is too small. So if I just measure that, that's 0.6. So that's because we're going to cut a slot in here. Now it depends whether you cut the slot with a grinding machine after you've got the object printed, or whether you cut the slot at this stage. I'm going to cut it at this stage. So that length's too small there. I don't really want to be much below a millimeter. So let me just go to tab again, and I want to take this back up a little bit. So I'll put it at 4.9 there. And if we just measure that length now, yeah, 0.7. Yeah, okay. I think we're probably going to have to go back back to the 5 millimeter that was there. So that depends on whether or not you cut the slot with a grinder, or as we're going to do in this case, we're going to use a Boolean operator. So I'm going to leave that like that. Now the overlap that's here, we can reduce it a little bit, and we have to do one at a time. So remember, we're doing opposite sides here. So this is the left hand side, so when I go into edit mode it will be the right hand side. So press A to deselect those. Now what I need to do is I can use circle select. I need to select all of that those objects there, those control points, and I'm just going to move them in slightly. So this is the X dimension, so it's X up here, and I want to reduce that from 16 millimeters. I'll move it down to 15.8. Remember, this is the right hand side, but it will be the left that we see. Now as you can see, that's now not touching, so I've gone too far. So let me put it back up at 15.9, and you can see now I've just got that little bit of an overlap there. Now we need to change the other side as well. So A to deselect, C for circle select, and I just want to select all the control points on that side, and then I just press the escape key. And this time I want to move in this direction, the X direction, so we want to make that smaller, I think. Yeah, let's just have a look. Yeah, that looks okay. We got a bit too far, so let's just take that back one. So remember, as we're moving the left hand prong here, it's actually on the right hand side in the real view. Okay, so yeah, that will do. Okay, so we've got our ring now, and we've sized it. So what we're going to do now is, this is currently a curve. Before we can apply a Boolean and put some notches in there, we actually need to convert this to a mesh. So you must make sure that you're happy with this shape, and I am. So I'm going to go to Tools, Object Tools, and convert this to a mesh, and you'll see it changes into a white shape. Now, to create a notch in here, before we 3D print it, we need to use a modifier, and we need to use the Boolean modifier. So the Boolean modifier we want is, we want the difference between the ring object that we've currently got selected and the round gem, the difference between. Now I'm pretty sure this is going to crash on me. I've got a feeling it's not going to work, this, and everything's going to kind of disappear on me, or at least it did when I tried this a few minutes ago. But let's just wait and see what happens. Oh no, it has actually worked this time. That's alright, no problem. So I need to apply this modifier now. So if we go to Tools, Object Tools, and to apply the modifier we can go Tools, Object Tools and convert to a mesh, or we could have just clicked this button here. This will apply the Boolean modifier and create the notch. And you just have to give it a bit of time. Now when we move this object out of the way now, you'll see that we've got our little notch in the prong there for the gem to go. Okay, so what we need to do now is I've got the gem highlighted, so I'll do delete gem because I don't want to 3D print the gem. That was just to get the shape of our ring. So what we need to do now is, as usual, go to File and Export, and we export it as a wavefront object to the desktop. So it's a single ring there with a tension setting and a 6mm round gem. So we export that to the desktop, and then basically you just need to go to Netfab Basic and repair it. Now when I did actually do this earlier, when I tried to apply the Boolean modifier, I found that it didn't work when I did difference. And so if that does happen to you, if you can't create this Boolean modifier, then what I recommend you do is that you export the ring as a wavefront object, go to Netfab Basic, repair it in Netfab Basic, run the repair procedure in Netfab Basic, import the ring back into Fluid Designer, and then do the Boolean operation. So if you have problems with the Boolean, that's what you need to do. Run it through Netfab first before you apply the Boolean. In this video it's actually worked, and it does come down to what the geometry of the shape is. It's just about how you size things and where you put them. Okay, so that's the end of this lesson. Thank you.